Megan O'Neill, and I will be showing you how to tie-dye today. According to the history of tie-dye, the traditional methods of tie-dye were formed in India, Japan, and Africa in the 6th century. It did not make its way to America until the 1960s during the hippie movement. As Julie Jennings states, it was a form of artistic expression and protest for the hippie generation. They would tie-dye t-shirts, curtains, tapestries, pants, and any other fabrics they had. Tie-dyeing started to lose popularity in the 1980s, but it re-emerged in the 90s and 2000s. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to do a basic swirl tie-dye shirt. Tie-dyeing is a creative activity to do with your friends and family while still being able to show your individuality. I'm an avid tie-dyer, and I have tie-dyed multiple shirts and other fabrics. Tie-dyeing can be done in 3 simple steps. First, you want to prepare your fabric, then you're going to dye your fabric, and then the final step is how to get your final product. So the materials you will need is a basic white t-shirt, some gloves, your dye, 3 rubber bands, some cling wrap, and a tablecloth to protect the surface you're using. First thing you want to do is take your shirt and you're going to pinch wherever you want the center of the swirl to start, and then you're going to fold it up just little by little and making sure all the folds stay together. I have already folded one of the t-shirts and put the rubber bands on to save us some time. The rubber bands are going to show the sections that you are actually going to put the dye in and will help create your swirl. So now that our fabric is prepared, we are going to start the dyeing process. You are going to want to put your gloves on so you do not get any dye on your hands, because this is permanent dye and it will mark and stay on you for a long time. So now we have done that, and I'm going to move this shirt out of the way. We have the shirt, and you want to take your already shaken up dye that will only last 24 hours after you use it, so make sure to dye all the shirts you want or any fabrics. So we're going to open this. It is messy, so make sure that's why you want the tablecloth to do it. So you just apply the dye to the fabric. You want to make sure you get into all the folds so you do not have too much white space on your thing. I mean, you can if you want, if that's the design you're going for, but we are using the direct application method, which the Colorado Wholesale Corporation states that basically you are going to take your concentrated dye and apply it directly to the fabric. So as I'm doing this, you're getting it into the thing, and I'm using 2 colors today, blue and red, for a little American theme. So I'm just going to keep going a little bit faster. This is it can be a very messy process and everything, so just be careful. And now I'm going to move on to the red. And just get it in there. Like I said, make sure you get into all the folds. It's okay to have excess bleeding onto different centers. It's going to be fine. Once you finish the product, it will look a lot better. Don't worry about it. Once you are finished with one side, you are going to flip it over and do the other side. I'm not going to do that right now just to save us some time. So once you have finished all of this, you are going to take your piece of cling wrap and wrap the shirt up. The cling wrap helps make the shirt stay damp, and this will help your colors be more vibrant and everything. So take this wrap, just wrap it up. If you really want to be even more secure, you can put it in a plastic bag on top of this. Okay. You are then going to want this to sit for 6 to 8 hours. Once you have done that and let it sit for 6 to 8 hours, you can then unwrap it and cut the rubber bands off, and you will have your tie-dye shirt. But you still have a few more steps to go. You will want to rinse the shirt out with water, and make sure that you rinse it out all the way to the point where the water is still clear. You then will need to wash it in cold water and dry it. A helpful hint is to wash and dry it by itself the first couple times so the dye doesn't get onto any of your other clothes. Like the science of tie-dye says, a lot of excess dye will come out and the water will look brown, but that's okay. don't worry about it. So once you've done all of these, you will have your finished shirt, when it will look something like the one that I'm wearing right now. So let's look back at the tie-dyeing steps. First, you want to prepare your fabric, then you want to dye your fabric using the direct application of dye, and finally we finish off by rinsing it out and washing it and drying it. Now you are able to show off your new tie-dye shirt to all of your friends. As the Encyclopedia of Fashion states, the bright, swirling, colorful, one-of-a-kind nature of tie-dye continues to identify with the nonconformist lifestyle of the hippies of the 1960s. Questions? Yes.
Can you only tie-dye white shirts?
No, you don't have to do only white shirts, but if you use any other colors, it might hinder the color and the vibrancy of the colors you're using to tie-dye. Yes.
Can you do any other patterns besides the swirl?
Yes, there are multiple patterns you can do. You can do the swirl, the bullseye, and the crumple, which is basically like crumbling and just like dyeing and crumbling it up. Any more questions? Yes.
You only use 2 colors. Can you do more colors? And what might be some good other color combinations?
You can use any colors you want, and you can use multiple colors. I would highly suggest only using 2 to 3, just so it doesn't become too messy and they don't bleed and like just kind of create one big solid color. But some of the good combinations are blues and pinks together and like purples, or you can use blue and orange, of course, for the gaiters. Or you can do blue and white, or not blue and white, blue and red, and have the white of the shirt already to make it American. There's many endless combinations you can do.